Hi there, my name is Alastair Bunch, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of this resource, this database of podcast activities for English learners. This video will have two parts. In the first part, I'll show you simply how to use the tool because it's very powerful, but it can take a little bit of getting used to. And in the second half of the video, I will show you how to customize it and turn it into your own resource for language learning. When you click on the link to the database, you will see something that looks a little bit like this. There are the names of the activities on the left-hand side, the skills that you will develop by doing the activity, the time required to do the activity, so is it short, medium, or long? And the effort required. Is it easy, medium, or hard? The idea behind showing you all of this information here is that you can choose activities based on the skills you want to develop, the time you have, and how you're feeling. Are you feeling like a hard and powerful activity, or do you need something a little bit more relaxing, a little bit easier? So you can see the names of the activities on the left-hand side. And by clicking on any of them, you can read the instructions. So let's look at the first one. So you can see all the information here, you can see the instructions, you can see the skills, the time required, and the effort. And you can also click to other exercises. So let's see what this one says, the robot dictator. Okay, very good. And you can keep on clicking like this. It's a bit like a website. At any time, you can go back to the previous page by clicking up here. And this will take you back to the view that you first arrived on. Now, at the moment, there are 17 activities, but we will consistently be adding to this. So the number that you see may be slightly different when you watch this video. So here, you can see the big list of activities with the skills, the time required, and effort. And you might think, great, I can just choose an activity like this. For example, you might see speaking fluency, medium and hard. Sounds great, let's go and have a look. But there is an easier way. And this is by using something called views. So here you can see all the activities by the skills developed, the time required, and the effort required. So let's click on skills. And in this view, you'll see the activities categorized by the skills they develop and also by the difficulty level of the activity. The columns here are the skills that you'll develop, and here you can see the easy activities, the medium activities, and the harder activities. As you might have already seen, some activities can help develop multiple skills. So, for example, this activity, hey there phrasal verb, can help develop grammar and listening. Again, you can click on any of them and you'll see up here the instructions. This can be very helpful for choosing an activity because it's just far easier to visualize the activities and choose one that best suits your goals and how energetic you're feeling. In these other views, you can see the activities are sorted by time and by effort. So that is a brief overview of how to use this resource simply from the point of accessing the information. It's quite easy really, you just click on any of these and read the instructions. In the second half of this video, I want to show you how you can go a step further and customize this resource, really make it your own and really unleash the true power within it. The first thing you'll need to do is go up to the right-hand side and click Duplicate. You'll see a screen like this, which asks you to create your own accounts with this tool here called Notion. Notion is a very powerful tool. It is also free, so don't worry about having to pay for something else. And once you create your account with Notion, it will allow you to make a copy of this database and customize it and turn it into your own very powerful resource. Okay, so I have successfully duplicated this Notion page. If you have done the same, you'll see a page that looks a little bit like this. It looks like what we saw before, but with the difference that you can now change it, you can edit it. For example, you can add skills, you can change the attributes that we added if you find that they're not applicable in your case. So, for example, if you find that this activity is actually a medium activity, or if it's a short activity, or if you find it's a hard one or an easy one, you can change it based on how you really feel about the activity. You can also add your own activities. So you can click New, and you might say, My new activity. And this activity develops my skills of listening and writing. And it's a long one. And it's long but easy, let's say. So do this, do that, do this. But the question you might have is, why? Why would you want to add your own activities to this? Well, the reason for doing this is because you can use this tool as a way of managing your own language learning timetable and keeping track of your goals and making sure that you actually do what you want to do. Now, let me show you how to do this. Let's imagine that you want to do 10 different activities a week, let's say. You want to do 2 easy ones, you want to do 5 medium ones, and you want to do 3 hard ones. Now, of course, you can manage this all yourself, but let me show you how you could theoretically do this in this tool, in Notion. So what you'd need to do is you need to create a new property here by clicking on this button. And I'm going to show you 2 ways. The first is a simple way, just by adding a status. So let's say a status, not started, in progress, and done. We can keep these default ones if we like, but let's say if I want to change the in progress one to, let's say, to do tomorrow. And then what I'm going to do is I will create a new view, and this view is going to be a board view, which is grouped by status. Okay, great. So all of the activities have not yet been started, but let's say I want to do one of them tomorrow. I can simply drag it to tomorrow, and when it's done, I can drag it to done. But one problem with this view at the moment is that just by looking at the names of the activities, you're not getting a huge amount of information. You're not seeing the time required, you're not seeing the skills that are developed, and you're not seeing the difficulty level. But that's very easy to change. So to do that, what I will need to do is go up here, and I'm going to go to Properties, and I'll say I'd like to see the time required and the effort and the skills. This makes it far easier to choose activities based on whatever categories you would choose them on. So for example, if I think I'm going to try and do this one tomorrow because it looks like a good one, I'm feeling ready for a long and hard activity that builds these skills, I'll put that one on tomorrow. And then once that's done, I'll click done. And then the idea is that at the end of the week, you can look at all the activities you've done. You can even add things like notes to here. And you can keep track of your progress like this. Let's move these back to not started. And the second customization option that I want to show you is how to create your own weekly learning plan. So how we're going to do this is we're just going to add a few things to the status options. So let me show you how to do this. I'm going to go to status, and I'm going to add the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, so I've skipped ahead a little bit, but now you can see that I've got my days of the week here. I've got my 7 days of the week, and I've also got a done column. So this can be a fun and useful way of managing your weekly activities. Let's say you want to choose different days to do different activities. Let's do this one. And perhaps even on Saturday, why not? you're going to do 2 activities, and then on Sunday, maybe just 1. Okay? So it's a very easy way of planning out the activities that you want to do. Of course, now that you can edit these activities, you can add information to this. You can add lists of resources you want to use. You can add your own personal notes. You can do anything. And you might want to just move things to done when they're completed, so that at the end of the week you can look back and you have a long list of activities that you've done. Or you could even do things like add a checkbox to mark when they've been completed, like this. And then you can make it visible here. And that when they're done, you can go like this. So it's a nice way of giving yourself a bit of personal satisfaction when you see that you've done everything that you needed to do that week. Now, really, the sky is the limit. There's no limit to how you can customize one of these activity trackers. You can add things like dates, you can add your friends to them, you can add files, you can add URLs, websites, all that kind of stuff. You can create complicated formulas. It's a very, very, very powerful tool. So what I'd encourage you to do is to check it out and really make it your own. You don't need to do any of this very complicated stuff, but you can play around, and I promise you it's a lot of fun. Okay, so now we are back at the start. We are back at the main view that you will have seen when you first opened the database. I hope you found this to be a useful video, a useful tutorial of how to use this tool. As I said, you don't need to duplicate the Notion template. You don't need to make it your own if you don't want to. You can simply use it as a resource, but I wanted to show you how you could do that if you wanted to go a step further and really turn it into your own personal language learning tracker. If you have any questions about how to use this resource, if you have feedback on the activities, or you'd like help getting it set up for yourself, then please do not hesitate to email me. You can email hi@leonardoenglish.com, and I will be very, very happy to help you. That's it. Enjoy using this tool and have a wonderful day.